You know the feeling, right? You're stuck in another endless meeting that's going nowhere. Or you're drowning in a sea of emails, trying to find the actual point buried somewhere on page 3. Well, today we're diving into a really powerful protocol that's designed to fix our totally broken meeting culture. It's all about giving you back your most valuable asset, your time. So let's get into it.
So, I want you to think about this for a second. What is the true cost of one meeting? Not just what people are paid, but the real, all-in cost. Think about that last 1-hour sync you were in. What do you think it actually set the company back? I'm going to bet it's a lot more than you think. Yep, $5,600. That's the number. According to the data, that is the effective burn rate of a single, unproductive 1-hour meeting with just 6 senior managers. I mean, that's shocking, isn't it? Let's break down how you even get to a number that huge. So, the math behind this is actually pretty straightforward. You start with what a senior manager makes an hour, say around $135. Then you add what's called the fully burdened rate. That's all the extras, benefits, overhead, stuff like that. Now you're at about $189 an hour. But here is the real kicker, the opportunity cost. The super high-value work they should have been doing, that's worth 3 to 5 times more. And just like that, one meeting is literally burning thousands of dollars of company value. And his quote just nails the problem, doesn't it? We track every little thing, from supply chains to cloud costs, with incredible detail. But the biggest drain on our resources, this unstructured synchronous time, it doesn't even show up on a spreadsheet. It's like this hidden leak that's just sinking the whole ship. So how did we even get here? Believe it or not, this all goes way back to school. We were all taught to communicate in a way that is just horribly inefficient for the world of business. Seriously, we learned how to write a 5-paragraph essay, not how to get a decision made quickly. Just look at this comparison. The academic style, the one we all learned, it starts with all this background context, builds up with evidence, and only finally gets to the conclusion at the very end. The whole goal is just to prove you did the homework. But the executive style, it completely flips the script. It starts with the conclusion, the main point, gives you just enough data to back it up, and then immediately pushes you toward an action. See the difference? One style makes your boss dig for the point. The other forces them to make a decision.
So that incredibly powerful executive style, it has a name. It's a protocol designed for one thing, maximum impact and efficiency. And it's called BLUF, which stands for bottom line up front.
The whole philosophy is dead simple. Give the most important, most critical information first. It actually comes from military intelligence, a place where the stakes are unbelievably high and time is everything. The whole goal is to respect the person's cognitive load. Your leader doesn't have time to go on a scavenger hunt for the main point. You need to deliver it to them right away. This analogy captures the spirit of BLUF perfectly. You don't start talking about the weather patterns or the troop movements. You start with the one thing that matters most. The bridge is out. Everything else is just supporting detail that can come later. And honestly, this is the exact mindset we need in business. Okay, so we've talked about the what and the why. Now it's time for the how. We're going to get into the actual action plan, a super simple 3-step framework that you can start using like today to start getting back up to 10 hours of your week. All right, step 1. The email audit. If any message you write is longer than 3 sentences, it has to start with the bolded BLUF at the top. That's it. Number 2, the status update pivot. It's time to kill those weekly status calls. Seriously. Replace them with a document. And if there are no blockers, guess what? The meeting is canceled. And third, the required action header. Every piece of communication needs to state its purpose right at the top. Is this for approval, for info, or is a decision required? No more guessing games. Look, changing habits is tough. And if you want to shift an entire team's culture away from being meeting first, you need more than just rules. You need actual scripts. Think of these as your magic lines that you can use to gently but firmly push for more efficiency. Here's the first one, my favorite, the sync killer. This line is just brilliant because it puts the pressure back on the other person to justify why you need a meeting. You're saying, hey, I've already given you the key info and a plan, so do we really need to meet?
Next up, we've got the agenda anchor. This is for those meetings that actually need to happen. You start the meeting or even just the calendar invite by immediately stating the problem. No small talk, no preamble. Just straight to the point. Here's the issue, let's solve it. We all have that one coworker who just kind of rambles. Well, this is your polite little tool to get things back on track. It's respectful, you're acknowledging what they said, but you're also steering the conversation right back to the essential point for the decision makers.
And finally, the clarifier. This is a powerful little script for protecting your calendar. It forces people to distinguish between a meeting for a decision versus a meeting that's just an info dump. And those info dumps? They should almost always be an email or a document instead. So, the big question, does any of this stuff actually work in the real world? Let's look at the data. The source material walked through a case study of a data analytics team that tried this protocol for a 4-week sprint. And the results? I mean, they were nothing short of transformative.
Okay, the numbers here are just astounding. In just 4 weeks, their total meeting hours dropped by 61%. Email response times got 73% faster. But look at this one, decision velocity. The time it took them to make a key decision went from 3.5 days to less than 1 day. That is a 337% improvement. Insane.
And this chart just puts it all in perspective. It's not just about having fewer meetings, It's about making decisions way faster and having a happier, more focused team. Their satisfaction with their ability to do deep work just skyrocketed from 32% all the way to 89%. People finally felt like they had the time to focus on what actually matters.
So here's the bottom line of the whole experiment. The team didn't just get a little more efficient. They literally found over 11 hours of work time for every single person every single week. All that time went right back into high-impact work, and the result was they shipped a key product 2 full weeks ahead of schedule.
And I just want to leave you with this one last thought. Putting BLUF into practice isn't just some productivity hack. It is a fundamental act of respect for time, the one thing none of us can ever get back. Every time you make a leader hunt for the main point, you're not just wasting their minute, you are literally stealing from the future of the company. So the question is, how much time are you going to reclaim?